Where's Mega Man? Where's Mega Man? The Mega Poo has hit the fan. It's 2000X. I'm not going to sing the rest of it. Hello everybody of the Let's Play community. I am the Blind Swordsman and welcome to my brand new Let's Play of Mega Man 2 for the NES. We haven't done a NES game in quite a while. And I actually really like the Mega Man series, so we're going to be continuing on the Mega Man series with probably everybody's seeming to be favorite Mega Man game, Mega Man 2. Pretty fun game. I really like it a lot. We're going to just be doing normal mode to start, and we're just going to kind of jump into it. Now, we get a set of 8 Robot Masters in this particular game, instead of us actually fighting, the 6 we had, I think, at first. I don't know if I pushed the button on time with it, but hey, we could chill right here until, things start to actually happen. But yeah, welcome to Mega Man 2, everybody. This should be a fun time. We're going to start off with Metal Man stage because he has the best weapon in the game. I think 3 or 4 Robot Masters are weak to his weapon, including himself. You will see later in the game that he does die by 1 hit. Now, listen, if you play Mega Man 2 on difficult mode, it is 2 hits, which it's like, I don't care about playing Mega Man 2 on hard mode. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be playing Mega Man 2 on normal mode because I suck at any NES game. I'm terrible at all of them. I think the only NES game I have any skill at, which really I don't have skill at it at all, would be Earthbound Forever / Mother 1. And even then, or like Final Fantasy. I guess you could say Final Fantasy 1. But the NES version of that game, there's no way. There is no way I'm that good. But even like if I were to do the Famicom versions of Final Fantasy 2, I mean, like, it's just no way. There's just no way. Like, NES, like, I grew up playing it. I grew up playing Mario Bros. 3. I grew up playing Bubble Bobble. I grew up playing a lot of games on the NES. My dad really likes Tetris. My mom was super good at Bubble Bobble. So was my aunt before she passed away. But I got really heavily into the NES in like 2011. And that's because, that's when Let's Plays started coming up for me. And I learned about like the Virtual Console and things like that. I didn't know the Virtual Console was anything you could do for the Wii. And when I figured out that you could do that, like, there was a whole new world to me. Like, I remember vividly getting my Wii that I bought for myself for the first time. And it was literally like magic. Because it was like, oh man, now I can play all these cool games that, like, I've watched people Let's Play. Like, I found Final Fantasy 4 and Final Fantasy 6 through the Virtual Console, which isn't actually Final Fantasy 4 and Final Fantasy 6. It's Final Fantasy 1 and 2 and 3. I know, but like, listen, I don't follow the stupid bullcrap that is like the timeline. I follow facts and logic. Facts and logic show me that Final Fantasy 2 and 3 are Final Fantasy 6 and 4. So that's what I use them as, okay? So for this particular game of Mega Man, I could have done the 16-bit version of this game if I wanted to, but I decided to go with the NES because the NES version to me is special to a lot of people. It actually, the weird thing is like Mega Man 1 put Capcom on the map. This like gave it a heartbeat and started the company really up. If you read a lot about it, and if you could kind of see, they worked on this, I think, for like a year, and it kind of shows, because you could get hit by something, and the sprite flickering is insane. Like, it just is. But I personally, if I'm talking about the first 3 trio of Mega Man games, like, I think if you're looking at the classic series, that looks like this with 8 bits. My favorite's the original. My favorite is the original because I like the simplicity of it. I think it's a fun game. And I don't think it's nearly as hard as people make it out to be. I'm gonna be honest, it's hard. Like, it really is a hard... Mega Man 1 is a hard game. This game, I think, is worse than Mega Man 1. I think this game is way harder than Mega Man 1. And I think it's because I've beaten Mega Man 1 a couple of times, where I haven't beaten this game. Like, this was the first time I ever beat this game, even though I didn't really beat it on my own merits. I do use cheat codes a little bit at the end of the game, which it's fine. It doesn't matter. And I did turn on the infinite lives code just because I didn't want to, like, be stuck. So, I mean, it's just one of those things, man. It's like Mega Man 1 is a great game. Mega Man 2 didn't... Oh, this is going to be controversial. And I don't mean to make it out to be controversial, but I don't think Mega Man 2 brings as much to the table as a lot of people think it does, as opposed to its predecessor. So it improves on a couple things, right? It improves on the fact that you can get these energy tanks. If you've been looking, these cans of soda looking things that are on the ground. Actually, the energy drink Mega Man energy drink is actually pretty good. I'd recommend it if you like energy drinks. Actually pretty good. The Sonic one's pretty good too. But the Mega Man one is the best. By far, it's the best. The energy drink Mega Man energy drink. But it really is the same game. Like, it is the same game, essentially. Like, the things that I like that Mega Man 2 does better than Mega Man 1. I like the energy tank thing. Very good idea, very smart idea, especially for how difficult this game is. Like, I could use an energy tank right now. I probably shouldn't have done that, but, you know, I was like, screw this. I'm just going to tank through the game. I don't care. I also like the fact that we're going to get these items that are later going to be Rush in the series. But that's about it. Like, I feel like the items are more of a detriment than what they are in... Not a detriment, but I don't think they're as helpful as, like, the staircase making thing in Mega Man 1, you know what I'm saying? Also, I'm sorry there's no background. I was going to make one, but I just thought, you know what, I don't care. I really honestly don't care, so I'm probably going to move the thing down a little bit, maybe make it a little bit bigger. I don't think so. I'm just going to leave it. I don't care. But, yeah, Mega Man 2, a lot of people love it as, like, the classic Mega Man game. For me, if you're talking about classic Mega Man games, like, just in the classic series, they don't have to be 8-bit or whatever, I like 7 the best. I think 7 is one of the harder games in the series, but I think Mega Man 7 is by far my favorite. I like Mega Man 7's design. I like how there's, like, an intro boss like they did with, like, Mega Man X. There's just a lot to like. I mean, we'll get to Mega Man 7. I don't know is that I will make Mega Man 7 or 8, which are 2. 8's probably the easiest game in the series, and I actually think that's, like, my second favorite of the classic series, just because it really, like... It's really a lot like Mega Man X4, and you know how much I love Mega Man X4. So, but... Mega Man 7, yeah, that game is my favorite game in the series. I grew up on that one. I grew up on the X series and the Legend series more than I did any of the classic games, and I fell off and freaking died. I think that's when I just like, screw this, I'm turning on cheat codes. So I'm like, I'm not gonna get this done if not. And also, like, Sonic. Like, I grew up on Sonic, the classic games, so I never had, like, Sonic DX, Adventure DX. I never had Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I had a GameCube, but we had the classic games on the GameCube. I never once had any of the newer games. I still have yet to play Sonic Heroes. And I don't think I want to play like, you know what I mean? Like, Mega Man has... The weird thing about Mega Man is, like, even though Capcom kind of slid for a few years and didn't make good decisions, they're making good decisions now, but they didn't really make good decisions, and now that's why we have this stupid controversy of Resident Evil 5 being racist. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go into that, because again, I don't go into politics on this channel. I just think it's like, wow, like, you didn't have to make it so that it was controversial. You know what I mean? Like, you just didn't have to do that. But it's, yeah, I'm not getting into it. But, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, but, like, Mega Man, right now, like, Capcom is consistent and is starting to really give love to Mega Man, which I really like. What was the company I was talking about? I was thinking of. I'm drawing a blank. Konami has really dropped the ball. There's a lot of companies. Sega. That's what I'm talking about. Sega. Sega has dropped the ball quite a bit. I think... Because see, here's the weird thing. Here's the weird thing about it. Is like, they came up with a new game called Sonic Mania. Oh, okay, so I fixed the screen. So I'm not going to touch it. But... So they came up with a game called Sonic Mania, right? Sonic Mania is a really good game, actually. Really good Sonic game. And again, like my favorite 2D Sonic game is Sonic 2. I think Sonic 2 is perfect. Like, even getting the rings, even though there's like getting the Chaos Emeralds, I plan on, whenever I do a Let's Play, that possibly to get the Chaos Emeralds. Like, Sonic 1 to me, and again, whenever I get to it, it's going to be a post-commentary Let's Play. I will talk heavily about Sonic. But, like, Capcom, like, I would say, Capcom really started dropping the ball probably right after Mega Man X6 was made. I would say that. Because Mega Man X6 was probably their first stinker they really made, and I don't think they knew how to recover, because they made hit after hit. Like, that's what I'm telling you, like, this game put Capcom, weirdly, put Capcom on the map, even though, like, I've heard it was one of the dumbest pieces in programming history. Like, it just, like, is not very well programmed. Also, it's not animated as great, because, like, if you look at, like, look at the flashing on the screen, look at the slowdown, like, it just, they tried a bunch of things to try to make it work, and it's just like, dude, I don't like this at all. Like, I don't. Like, my computer's really fast, right? And it's slowing down while I'm playing this game, you know? So it's like, they made good games. They made good games. Like, they had Ghosts and Goblins, I think, along the way, and, like, a couple of other games that were kind of stinkers. You know what I mean? But, like, I don't think they had a game that really just said, okay, you guys are burnt out at what you're doing. Let's do something else. You know what I'm saying? So, I did end up dying here, because if you hit the ceiling, you die. This level is probably, like, I would say this level you could probably say is, like, your first level in Mega Man 2. And it's weird to me that, like, Mega Man, like, Capcom has made bubbles, like, badass. Because the bubbles in this game are actually pretty good. A pretty good weapon. All things considered. And even, like, Bubble Girl or Bubble Woman in Mega Man 9, she has really good, that weapon's really good. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't mean to make like a little rant about Capcom and Mega Man, but like, the thing that it just makes me happy that like studios that I grew up liking a lot, like Capcom and Square Enix and stuff, they have really stepped up. Like, we're playing right now Star Ocean First Departure R, and like, even that is really good. And it was not a fan-made thing. Like, you look at the remakes for any Nintendo game now, like if you look at Mario RPG, which I did a Let's Play of not too long ago, it really shows how bad, like how bad, like Nintendo is at making, like, remakes. Because they used, I believe Thousand Year Door did this too. A fan did it. A fan remade it. It just shows you how, like, open door Capcom is, right? Where closed door Nintendo is. Like, Capcom, I feel like, is listening to us finally. I don't think it's going to lead to something like Legends 3. I would love that. And you're going to see that whenever I get to Legends 2. That, like, the ending for Legends 2 is so bad. And I wish they would have just made a third game and just ended the story. Or they could have just ended the story at Mega Man Legends 2. Because I feel like... This is what I feel like, okay? They're crapping out these games. They're crapping out, like, Mega Man games a ton. By the way, I am going to be fast-forwarding a lot of the rest of this because the levels get super long in the second half of the game. So I'm just like, whatever, I'm just going to do this. But I feel like I think what happened is they got really, like, intimidated, or, like, they're just used to how their flow is, right? Their flow would be like, hey, we release a Mega Man game, we release a Mega Man X game, like, every year. Oh, that was me playing with the settings, don't worry about that. But that was, like, they're probably like, hey, man, like, we release games once a year, we still have to release Legends games. And so, I think that probably took away from, like, their main projects, which was, like, Mega Man X and, like, the Classic Series. Because, like, Classic Series Mega Man had only up to Mega Man 8, I think, 97. And then Mega Man 9 didn't come out till, like, 2009. I'm not saying it's an excuse, but, like, you could understand why, like, the Legend series just hasn't continued a little bit. See, I keep dying. That's why I fast forwarded, because it's like, dude, I keep dying at this stage. But other than that, like, they're doing a good job. I like all the, like, legacy collections they're doing. They're trying to preserve their games. Like, I like it. I like it. I like a lot of stuff they're doing. I can't be mad or bothered that they aren't putting out, like, a Legends game or something. I would love to see, like, Mega Man X get revived. I would love to see, like, a finish of Mega Man Legends. I don't think you should make Mega Man Legends longer than 3 games. Like, I'm talking, like, the main series. Obviously, you got Trombone, so, like, 4 games. I think that would be a perfect series. Like, my favorite RPG series is the Final Fantasy series, right? And Final Fantasy, in some ways, has really overstated its welcome. Where, like, if you look at, like, the Mother series, it hasn't. You know what I mean? It has 3 games. They're all great. They're fun to play. And a lot of people like them. I mean, like, it's just awesome. So, I didn't have to fight this guy with my Mega Buster, but he's easier to fight with your Mega Buster. I would think even on difficult, he'd be pretty easy. So, like, I'm just saying, like, you don't have to go the route I'm going. Like, this could be your guy that you go with first. Like, I'm just saying. Go with what makes you feel comfortable, and then go with whatever doesn't make you feel comfortable. I'm just kidding. But yeah, the Mega Man Legends debacle has just been a thing for a long time, which sucks. Like, it's sad because Mega Man Legends is such a good RPG franchise, and I feel like they completely screwed that up. Like, I feel like they completely kind of defamed its name a little bit. Like, I love the first game to death. I do think that is I think that is my favorite Mega Man game. Like, I think it has to be, and then a close second would be X4. Just because, like, X4 is fantastic, don't get me wrong, but I think the amount of storytelling, like, that Legends has, and the amount of, like, I would say, like, practicality for what your objective is really good in Mega Man Legends. Because, like, your goal... I'm trying not to, like, crap on X4, because I do legitimately think Mega Man X4 is the best Mega Man X game. 100%. Just because I think the gameplay is fantastic. I don't hate the story as much as everybody else does. And I'm actually one of the rare people that thinks the soundtrack is better than Mega Man X1's. Like, I like Mega Man X1 soundtrack a lot. Like, it's one of the better ones. If we're talking pure soundtrack, I do think the best soundtrack in the series is X4. Like, I just do. I like the techno-y stuff where it's not, like, just about, like, rocking music. Where it really feels like a cyberpunk classic. Like, and it is. Like, if you're going to give me an anime, okay, you're going to put two animes in front of me, and this is just how I work. You're going to put Ghost in the Shell, or you're going to put Fairy Tail, or something that... Because I haven't seen Fairy Tail, so if I'm getting this wrong, I'm sorry. Don't get mad if Fairy Tail's not like this at all. What I mean is, like, if you bring to me, like, a steampunk classic game, or anime, I'm gonna pick Ghost of the Shell. Like, it appeals to me more. Like, I like Final Fantasy VII over 6. And it's not just because of the cyberpunk stuff. And it's not because of... And... No, let me backtrack. It is... A lot of the reason is because I like the cyberpunk stuff more than I like the steampunk stuff that 6 gives. It's the way I like it, man. So, like... If we're looking at, like, pure soundtrack, I like the sound of the soundtrack in Mega Man X4 than I do X. Like, X is terrific. One of the best Super Nintendo soundtracks of all time. I'd have to put X4 as, like, my second favorite, like, PS1 soundtrack behind Final Fantasy VII. I just have to. I just think it's that good. You know what I mean? Like, Final Fantasy VII has the best soundtrack out of any Final Fantasy game. It's probably, like, my second favorite soundtrack of all time. I would say, I'm gonna be honest, probably behind Sea of Stars. Like, Sea of Stars soundtrack is terrific. I just don't know how you could beat Sea of Stars soundtrack, for me, anyway. Sea of Stars soundtrack is so good. It's medi as heck, and it's something people that are music enthusiasts are not going to like. I would say I'm a music enthusiast, and here's the thing. I don't care what the instruments sound like. I never have. Like, bro, real talk. I've never cared about instrumentation, how it is. I care how it sounds. If the soundtrack sounds good, I'm more inclined to like that soundtrack more. Like, okay. What's a good example of this? I actually don't know. I would say 7 to probably, like, Final Fantasy X. Let's say that. Or you could even say 8. Heck, you could say 8, because the reason why I wouldn't say 8 is because I know there's some MIDI in Final Fantasy VIII soundtrack too. But yeah. One of the rare things about this game that I liked about the time, actually, just speaking of this game, well, I'm not even talking about this game, holy fetch. But you can go back and forth. Mario Bros. Never let you do that. And there were a couple games like that in the NES era where if you went too far past a certain part, you couldn't go back. I like this a lot better where you can always just go back. Yeah. So I had to figure out how to do this in quick. And so yeah, a lot of save states. A lot of freaking save states, so. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I've never been a guy to complain about how music sounds. If you like a soundtrack because it sounds like music instead of it sounds good, okay, then that's your prerogative. My prerogative is that Mega Man. Hang on, sorry. So I don't remember specifically what I was talking about, but yeah. Yeah. We're getting close to the end of this level though, so yeah. And I don't think there's too much left to do as far as like different levels goes. They have the block puzzles like this, but I believe if you have what's it called? The one of the items to help you. You can use like item 2 to get across if you want to. I wouldn't go for that extra life. It's kind of a trap. So yeah, just don't do it. I would just go across since I don't have item 2, I don't think. Or I didn't even think about that, honestly, when I was playing the game. So, but once you get through that, that's not very hard. And then just go through there. Now, I am going to probably die the first time. So, just to let you know, I'm going to die and then come back and find him again. So, I think he's the last one, or the second to last one. Yeah, see, I told my mom, like, take me! You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I'll switch it over to Bubbles. Yeah, I had to make sure it was Bubbles, because it's like, oh, this is Gray. Gray does not look like Bubbles. Yeah, the bubbles are very effective against him, except when he has his little shield up. So, there you go. 3 hits and he's done. Like, I don't feel like, especially if you have, like, the weakness to bosses in Mega Man, I don't feel like they're way difficult. I mean, like, I think what makes Mega Man hard, back in the day especially, is the fact that you had, like really difficult, challenging levels. In which case, you just don't have that here anymore. Like, you just have, like, or you do have it, but like once you get to the boss, it really doesn't matter. Just because the bosses aren't that hard. But like, the only thing I will say is that if you are trying to beat the game like easily, like single-handedly, then yeah, I mean, it's, or like in a single run, it's gonna take a second. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. That was just taking way too long, so I'm like, okay, we're just gonna do it like this. Which means we don't have too much time left to really have to record this. So I'm hoping I can get everything edited and just ready to go, export it, and then be ready. But this is Flashman stage. I don't think his stage is probably that hard. It's like I said, I mean, it's like other stages in the game are like actually significantly harder. For this one, I don't feel that it is that difficult. I could just go for that if I wanted to, but I didn't feel like it. And then this is kind of like a beginner's trap, which is stupid. I could probably have broke through that wall, but I didn't. And I just ended up dying, so. But yeah, this isn't going to take that long. I mean, we're just going to head through here and get that, and then I'll be done here in a second. Just because we'll go back here again, and I'll drop down before that, and then get past him. And that's how you do it, so. But yeah, I made it in. Now we can go fight this guy, which I don't think Flashman takes that long. Oh yeah, no, it's Quickman that has the flash bomb thing. So it might take us a couple tries. I don't remember, honestly. Oh, I was close. Oh, I did beat him in one try. Okay, there we go. Holla. Yeah, his stage isn't that hard. And again, you have Metal Man's weapon, so he's pretty easy. Quickman should die to Gemini Man's thing, but I'm not going to use it. I think I'm going to be using the Metal Blade again. Not 100% sure on that, though. I'm not really too sure about that, to be quite honest, because I just not sure about it. Honestly, I'm like super tired. My mind's been on work, and so like, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things where it's just hard to figure things out. But yeah, we'll go ahead and I'll just go stage select again. Our final one is Quickman. Quickman stage sucks. I had to save state and load state a ton in here, and the main thing is because of those lines are instant death, and so you just want to be kind of careful. You can get like energy tanks and weird stuff, and it's kind of easy to get, but yeah, there's just stupid crap like this that kind of makes his stage not fun. See what I mean? So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the best way to get through it as of this moment right now. But yeah, once we're done with that, we're done with all 8 robot masters, and then we'll be heading out to Dr. Wily's stage. See what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's pretty low key, like ridiculous. Actually, not even low key. It's definitely high key, like ridiculous. Just stupid. It's just, I don't understand why we have to do, like, why it has to do things like that. You know what I mean? Like, why do we have a stupid stage like that? So I don't know. Yeah, it's this one. Cool, that could freeze it for a minute, so that gave me some time to get down. It still is hard, because look. Like, it's ridiculous. So I just figured, okay, I'm going to do this again, and then I'll save state when I get to the bottom. And actually, you can collect that too, which helps. You see what I mean? Like, it's just so quick. It's so quick and it's so difficult, because, yeah, I mean, like, it's just like, this is the hardest level in the game just because of that, I would say. So what my plan is now is I'm trying to get down beforehand, switch to Flashman, and then go, which actually worked out brilliantly, I think, for me. I actually don't remember. Yeah, it did. I just barely made it, though. Which, that's why I'm using Metal Man's weapon to go fight the boss with, because it's just gonna be easier to fight the boss with this, and use his weakness to, like, save face, basically. So yeah, if it would frickin' go, man. I don't know why I'm doing that. I just hate that, like, I take forever to do stupid crap sometimes. Here we are, we're at the boss, and this is the last boss of the game before we go to, oh no, I'm just using the Mega Buster. Oh yeah, and that's right, I do fast forward it because I, like, this is kind of trash. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use Metal Man stuff and try it. I think Metal Man is a lot easier to use on certain enemies, but this is a lot better to do, if you don't have the weakness, just use the Mega Buster, because it does cut through him kind of like butter, like a little bit, when you hit him. The only problem is when you hit him with just your regular Mega Buster, he jumps around more, but there you go, I got him. And so with that, folks, we are now at the end of this episode. So next time on Let's Play Mega Man 2, we're gonna finish the game. Yeah, this is only a 2-part series, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize for that, but take care, everybody, and have a fantastic day. Enjoy the cutscene that ensues from this. So here we go.